Super excited to introduce Joyce Pellegrini, which I'm sure many of you from previous congresses and other trainings that we've held in sunny Florida, which is where she's from. And you've probably met Joyce, or you have experienced some of her um, sessions that she trains all the people that she sells to. Joyce sells devices, and she is also has a very uh, thorough background in business. Joyce has worked in a variety of businesses, and she's got a business model that she's going to share at the Congress, but she's going to tell us a little bit about what that looks like right now. And of course, she's going to reserve most of the pearls and the details for the Congress, but and offer special packages for the people at the Congress as well. From here on out, Joyce, take it away. I'm going to go ahead and mute my video so you can take center stage. Joyce, by the way, has been practicing for what, 22 years? You're almost as long as me.
21, 22. I keep not wanting to count, but yes, a very long time.
Perfect. Well, Joyce, just tell us your story. We just love you and can't wait to hear you explain everything.
Great. Well, hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I guess it's noon here. So I'd like to just give you a little bit of a backstory of why did I pick biofeedback? Why did I become a practitioner? Well, 21 years ago, I was the most stressed person I knew. And I was at the beach and I met a practitioner and she told me she did stress management. I'm like, oh my gosh. I went home with her from the beach and I did my first session. She put me in tears because my deepest, darkest secrets came out in my NLP reading. So then I did 3 more sessions and it just kept getting deeper. My thyroid came up. It said it started when I was age of 2. They took my thyroid out when I was 17. Like I couldn't believe this computer and this device was sharing stuff that she had no idea. So after my 4th session, I bought. Then I had 4 hours of training and then I was set free. And then back then I bought from Quantum Alliance and I had to go to Canada and I did my level 1 there. And then I went to San Diego, did my level 2, level 3. And I think I got certified within 18 months. Now, mind you, I've been a workaholic since 18 years old. And now I'm probably in my 40s, I guess, 20 years ago. 48, 45. And I'm like, this is going to be my business. But guess what? And I don't know if you had this problem, but 21 years ago, everybody thought I had 3 heads. My family used to say she does some kind of voodoo stuff. Like I wasn't getting any family or friends that wanted to even buy in, let alone listen to me about what I was so excited about. So I began my journey on my own. I had to heal myself. So when I work with my clients now, I share all of my warts, I'm so transparent because they think I'm above them. And I'm like, no, I am just like you. I bought this device to save my own life. I was obese. I was almost 200. Last time I weighed myself, I was 207. Today I'm 149. They took my thyroid out. I've been on thyroid pills all my life. So as I encapsulated the biofeedback system, I began to understand, but I felt stuck because no one believed in it. They barely thought acupuncturists and chiropractors were quackery, right? Back then. But today is so much different. Today, everybody is embracing energy. They're embracing outside the box. They're embracing get off of meds and get into herbs and supplements and oils. So you guys, today in this arena where we're at now is the perfect time for you to skyrocket your business. So that being said, I'll go back. So I've been working on people. I've done trade shows. I've been the busiest booth and never made a penny. I did it for free. I hope you're not doing that. So what you'll learn at the conference, it will teach you if you're just working on you and your family and now you're ready to start making money and bring clients in, I'm going to tell you step by step what I did to get started. If you've been in business and you've been practicing for 5 years and you don't have programs, you're not locking in your calendar 3, 6 months, 9 months out, I'm going to teach you strategies for that. You have to be a product of the product. And I've spent well over $100,000 with my mentors, how to be a platform closer. I've written 5 books, and the books weren't to sell to make money on the books. The books were to get me on TV. I've been on TV, on local news, on daytime with one of my books. I have a funnel that all it is my book I did in 1 week. It's called, you can go get it, emtyourlife.com, emtyourlife.com, and you put your name in there and your email. It's a funnel to get people in. So it's in my signature line on my emails. I'm going to teach you the detail of all that, but you can download it. I did that in like 2012, a long time ago. So at the conference, what I want to share, because this is what I found, and there's so many amazing healers out there, but we're not taught business strategies. Even when you go to college and you get a bachelor's and a master's and all that, they don't actually teach you how to make money. They just give you all the book stuff and then say, go do it. I hate that. So when I sell a device, which I sold 7 devices, I think in a year and a half, and I didn't even ask them to buy. After their first session, I was so passionate about it that they all bought. They said, I want to buy this as long as you won't leave me behind, which I do now. The commission is great. I'm also going to teach you, if you are not selling the devices, you're crazy. You need to ask all of your clients, wouldn't you love to have this? Why don't you want to invest in your health, your legacy for your family, and pass it on to your children's children? Like, I'm so passionate about this that I want to sell 1 million devices in the next 4 to 5 years. And I'll be on stages all around the world because that's how passionate I am about our device. The device has saved my life. I have permanent weight loss because of the device. I have not seen a doctor. I don't have medical insurance for over 20 years, you guys. I really walk my talk. I decided no more pharma. I'm done. And I go to healers, Heal the Healer, and I do a 10-hour session on myself every week. And you see me, and I'm 68 years young, and I'm thriving and healthy. And I weigh less than what I did in high school. So what we have is so amazing. You're going to learn how to create an avatar. You're going to learn how to create, what is your niche? You have to come up with the niche that's at the lowest hanging fruit, because our system is so big and so vast. It's like, how do you bring that down? And let me tell you, my mentor has been beating me with a brick upside my head. Joyce, get clear. Get down to the niche, because I wanted to be everything to all. You can't really have a thriving business unless you create your little niches and what those look like. So I will go in depth of, what is your avatar? Is it a 40-year-old woman, or is it men and women? Like, really hone in on who you want to work with. They got to be affluent. They got to make 80. I put in my avatar, they got to make 80 grand or more because they have some extra money to invest in their health and wellness. Since I don't take insurance, I don't do any of that. And I sell $2,500 and $5,000 programs up front, and I have my money in my pocket. And why do I do this? Because people don't show up for themselves. And when people have skin in the game, they show up. And then with you nurturing them, you do their sessions, and then you coach them. I'm going to share how I have a business page that I drop nuggets in there. I have 630 people in my database today. 500 of those came in just on that landing page. They downloaded my book, and now I email and drip, drip, drip until they're ready to take their health to the next level, or they see something that I post. Oh my gosh, I'm flying, and I didn't think I'd go that fast. So, do you have programs, niches? I'm going to share just a few of mine. I have detox and vaccine protocols. That's at least 6 sessions. I have an infertility program. Back in the day, I learned that from Gage. I have a financial abundance freedom that I just offer to entrepreneurs. They're so stuck in procrastina about actually doing things that bring in money instead of all this stupid stuff that they waste time and not doing, bringing in money. So I use the invert program. I cannot tell you the testimonials that I've gotten. I have a protocol that clears properties. I worked with a real estate agent. They couldn't sell the property. I did one session, I cleared it. She sold it at the next opening. Like, it's amazing what you can do with this, but you got to think outside the box and you got to do what makes you happy. Like, I love this, but I really enjoy the niches because then you can create a program and then you can launch it. And if you're not comfortable doing that right out of the gate, I teach you how to do a beta. So I am launching right now my next book at the end of March. It's You're Not Fat, It's Inflammation. It is permanent weight loss, 60 pounds gone forever. And I'm giving them a 100% money back guarantee because I know if they do what I tell them to do and shift their stinking thinking, emotional eating, get rid of the inflammation out of that body. What? We got to fix the cell to get well. I got Dr. Pampa certified. I've added that education from him into the biofeedback that I'll give you a couple of my protocols and you run with it and take off with it. But I am here to empower you to think outside your box. For the newbies, I got you covered. For the people that have been doing this 5 to 10, 15 years and making a little bit of money, or it's not a full-time gig, like, it will work for everybody. You just got to fit in where you get in. But it's so important to chunk it down because I was saying, oh, let's come and do a session. And then they would never give me any information. I can barely get the information out of the 20 questions in the SOC, right? And strangers lie. They don't believe in what I say, so they don't want to give me any information. And then it's like,
Oh, I've got a freeze here. Joyce?
yeah,
Joyce, can you hear me? We had a little bit of a freeze. Can you pick up where you were with they don't believe me?
my brain works so fast, they don't believe me. Oh, when I
Uh,
talk about, guess what? It's saying my internet is unstable. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
yeah, no problem.
Okay. Okay, great. Um, when I talk about quantum physics and stress management, how my device scans your body, like I go through all that and they're like, I don't believe this. And I forgot to share a big key point. You guys, do you know my entire business is on Zoom? I don't have a brick and mortar. I don't have an office. I have clients in Singapore, Malaysia, Italy, Ireland, all around Canada, United States. Everywhere I go, I take my computer, not so much my box. Like, I believe in this 100%. So I'm going to teach you my TAP method at Congress, which stands for truth, authenticity, passion, and proof. And I'll show you how I get my clients before the call on Zoom and I record them like, what do you want to work on? What are we going to do today? And then at the end, and the raving testimonials that I use for marketing that's on social media. And I don't do it a lot, but as I present, I put them in my presentations. I will have a presentation that I do when I pitch something. So you're going to get a feel for everything that I do, and there's nothing hidden. I want all of us to be successful. That I will never not touch my device weekly. Never. I go on my
And
Harley, I take it with
yeah,
me. It goes
you
everywhere with
take
me.
it with you on your Harley? We've got about another
Absolutely.
minute before I'm going to start asking you some questions.
I don't take the box with me because I'm worried about that getting messed up. But I always have my laptop, and while the guys are eating, because I'm the only girl on a bike, the guys go eating at 9 o'clock, which I refuse to do. I run sessions, do a Epsom salt bath, and I get up in the morning like, let's go, and they walk like a bunch of cripples, and they're like younger or my age. So it's like they look at me like, who are you and where are you from? And I'm like, I'm a bio girl. Like, I walk my talk, and I want to share everything that works, and I'm not going to teach you anything that did.
Well, Joyce, I remember meeting you the first time I was doing well, I think it was either my first or my
Human.
second seminar in Florida, and it was packed. We packed that
Yes,
room because everybody was starving for training back then. We didn't have webinars back then. We didn't have Zoom. We didn't have
correct.
Adobe Connect. We didn't have any of that. And so the room was packed, and I remember you coming in, and you were like, "Excuse me, I haven't slept in how many years?" I think you said, "I haven't slept through the night in." It was
I
something.
was on Ambien for 12 years and been on thyroid pills since 17.
Yeah.
That's $42,000 just on that 25 years ago that I spent on copays and medication. I've not had one pill since I bought this machine.
Right. And you have walked the walk, and I just remember you sharing your story with all of us, and you really have just taken this and run with it. You have done it. And we're just so excited that you're going to be speaking at the Congress, because I remember back then you still had some of your thyroid weight, that when they
Oh,
removed,
yeah. Oh,
when they,
yeah.
did they remove your whole thyroid, or was it just part of it?
It's interesting. I'm glad you brought that up because I need to get proof, but I have proof of no thyroid. They took my thyroid out. They left 10% when I was 17 years old. I had a huge goiter. So they removed it. I've been on level thyroid since like everything, and it never worked. Like I was miserable, gain weight, eyes scratchy. I would go like this. My hair would fall out. Like I had all the symptoms, Graves. I had hypo, chronic fatigue, autoimmune. I had it all. All of it's gone. And it's only because I do the biofeedback. And I give my body the TSH, the T3, the T4 every week. And I teach my clients how to muscle test. Like, I really empower my clients. Like, I don't want you to want me and come here the rest of your life. I want to empower you to take control. For 25, $26,000, you waste 150 grand on a stupid car that sits in the garage most of the time, but you won't invest in your health. Like I am that kind of coach. I am really kind of in my client's face about you need to take control. You're coming to me, but you created where you're at today, your lifestyle, and it's time like you got to change. But the benefits are so great. And it's about what you put in your mouth. What is your stinking thinking up here? Because at the end of the day, we all know stress is a silent killer that no one talks about. So then they shelve it down, and it comes dis-ease at the weakest link of whatever organ is their weakest link. So it's like it's amazing. And if you just think outside the box and get out of your own way, or if you fix yourself, that's what your market is. Because you tell your story, you share your soul, you share your passion and purpose. So look at how I look how I feel. Don't you want to look like that? Because everybody's like, what are you doing? I saw a picture from a reunion. I didn't recognize one person. They look like my grandparents and they're my age. So it's like I'm like, I walk my talk, and now people are coming to me because now I'm live on Facebook. You guys, if you're not using social media, we're going to be left behind. So I'm going to bring that all in my little 3 hours of strategy and business strategies that I can share with you that this is all the things I did that works and nothing that doesn't.
So, Joyce, you came to, sorry, the sunlight is coming in. I'm a little fuzzy right here, but you came to the Human Growth Development Recovery Phase 4 transformation, where we covered some of the spiritual stress accompanying fertility, some of the hyperreactivity to things like sperm and things like that, and clearing trauma. And you ran with that, but that was where we were also talking about high physicals and emos, and that is from behavioral theory. And you are a high physical. You're comfortable putting yourself out there on
Yeah.
social media, where some of us are a little more protective. I'm an emo with a physical defense is what I
Right.
am. Most people think I'm a physical. I'm not. I'm so high emo, it's crazy. And so I have to guard myself in my protect my space a little bit more. So I hope you're going to be able to address that, because not everybody's you. I've seen videos of you work in a room and you are in your element. Put you in a live room and you've got everybody engaged, because you know how to work a room and you know how to look at everybody individually. Not everybody has your skill. So we're going
Well,
to,
this is what I want to share with you. I am an extreme introvert. If you put me in a room of strangers, I am a wallflower.
really.
So yes. And if you go look at my Facebook page, I have never been vocal. I don't do videos. I started, and guess what happened? I did a 3-minute video to launch a free webinar. I only wanted 10 people, 15 showed up, 12, 15 signed up, 12 showed up. And I'm testing it because my mentor forced me. But when you know your truth about what we do, that's what I want you to step into, that power. It has nothing to do with me, but I did a 33-minute, it had 500 views. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been afraid like everybody else. So I want you to really know, like right now, I'm comfortable. I don't see anybody there. I think I'm talking to Gage, so I don't even know who's there. But I am very comfortable in my skin, and I am comfortable about talking about biofeedback because I have to share what works. So that's what I'm going to teach you about the mindset. You got to get out of your stinking thinking. You got to look in the mirror and love what you see, love what you offer. And I have a transformation mechanism that we will start before I even start speaking that will shift your mindset, because it's not about, I don't like to be in crowds. I don't network. I just went to a BNI meeting and they're like, what do you think, Joyce? I go, I'm networking. The whole room looked at me like this. I go, I'm not kidding you. I
What?
hate
Wait,
being,
it kind of blipped out. You said what?
I'm at a BNI meeting and I was a guest and I was the last to be asked as a guest, what do you think? And I sat there in a horseshoe. There's 50 people in the room and I screamed out, I hate networking. They're like, really? I go, yes. And I go, but now I realize there's 40 salespeople in here. I think I need to join because then you would be my silent salesperson because they got to share leads, right? I'm like, a no brainer. I don't like networking either, but I have to step up and out because I want to do $1 million this year, you guys. Does anybody has that ever been a goal? I don't want to be a millionaire, but I want to do 1 million in sales
There you
just
go.
because I have to challenge myself.
We
I'm going to
do.
do
We
that by
need to.
selling devices, coaching practitioners how to be successful, doing sessions, running programs. Like I have many tentacles because I have ADD and I get bored and I got to do many things. So you get in where you fit in, but you at least own what you do, own who you are, and own your own health and wellness, what you're doing with yourself and your family for this. And I can teach you how to make that a business like that.
Well, and plus too, you just tapped into an important strategy. I hate networking, like, and being in, large crowds and things like that. I'm the type of
No,
person that when I do a trade show or even a conference, I need like about a week of recovery,
yeah.
of just like, seriously, it's very overstimulation for me. And
I'm gonna
so,
right? I'm going to
and
bring
but
samples of how I network. Like, do you even have business cards? This is my business card. You know what it says? Guarantee 5 steps will reduce inflammation, gain energy, lose weight, and feel great. That's my guarantee. My client said, Joyce, her 5-step process assisted me in losing 70 pounds easily. I look and feel better than ever, loving life, and even got my sexy back. That's
oh,
her
that's cute.
before and
Now,
after picture.
it's important to realize, though, that you're not just doing biofeedback with these people. You are using that as a basis for lifestyle changes and diet
Correct.
changes.
It's of course, that's where I get the information because they think I'm psychic. I go, I'm not psychic. It's your body communicating. I tell everybody I'm a bus driver. I'm not a doctor. And if you want me to tell you what that long word means, I don't know. But I'm going to read behind it and say gut, 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 gut. And if you go to Gage's training, I met Doc Steve. he taught us his protocol. I use that on every client now. How he investigates from 100 to the highest stressor. I actually do that. Sometimes it takes me 2 hours to assess one session. I take screenshots of every session I do. I don't give it to the client, but it's for me to track. Because how do we know what we don't know on a one session? They got to buy a 6-pack. So I want to teach you,
Right.
don't sell one session. Say, look, this is a lifestyle change. You got to buy 6, 8, 10, 12, or 24, and then you jack down the price. The less they do, the more it costs. The more they do, the less it costs, so that you get
That's how
their
I do it.
buy-in. Yes, you have to. You'll be happy, they'll be happy, and you'll have the transformation. They become raving fans, and you don't have to network because their friends are going to say, "What did you do?" Oh, you got to go see Joyce. You got to go see Gage. You got to go Cindy, Tommy, Joy. Like you got to go because it works. And I'm tired of being calling a conspiracy theorist. I'm tired of be calling that I have 3 heads, that I don't know what I'm talking about. 21
Three
years later,
heads.
I step. Yes,
Who
my
said
family
that?
told me I
That's
had three
hilarious.
heads. My family, they used to say Joyce does voodoo. Do you understand my family? She does some kind of voodoo. I was like, OMG. Like I can't even fix stupid anymore. Like I can't even believe it. But when they're sick, who's the first person they call? Will you tell me? And I tell them potassium. You have a thyroid issue. They go to the doctor. My sister went to Mayo Clinic. You need to be on thyroid pills. And she goes, that flipping machine, Pellegrini. I'm like, what can I tell you? I go, and it only costs you $150 for your session, and you just dropped 2,500 for whatever you did that didn't work. I'm just saying it works when you work it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we can't wait. Your energy is so awesome. And I mean, also too, Joyce, having known you now for like over 2 decades, I have watched your transformation and I just remember how dead you felt, in those first couple of seminars where you came in Florida and actually got, to meet people. That's very important for me. I like the live events
Absolutely.
where you show up. I need to know you, not just from what you present online or, even this on a video. I need to see you be in your energy field. And you were just kind of dragging,
I was,
you
no,
know?
no, no. I was dead. I was suicidal. I was obese. I was depressed. I couldn't find a doctor that would listen to me. I can't even believe I'm going to share the story, but I am. I went to my doctor's office I had to go every 3 months for my Ambien. 12 years, mind you. He never said why didn't I go see a psychologist? Because guess what my issue was? Guess what my thyroid was? I never spoke my truth ever in life. That's what the machine said. And my light bulb goes on. I take the prescription, I shred it, I throw it up in the air. There was 50 people in the waiting room in this
Wow.
organization. And I cursed. I said, F you, I will never be back. My little doctor, I towered over him. He goes, you'll be back. You're addicted. I go, no, I won't. When I left, 4 months I didn't sleep and I detoxed. I lost my hair. I got cradle cap from detoxing Ambien. I
Wow.
scratched my head. My entire skull was white with eczema. But
Doctor
it took
actually
me,
said you'll be back. You're addicted.
yes.
Oh my God.
Smiling, smiling. That is the last time I ever walked into a doctor's office. That was probably 20.
You're freezing
That
again. Oh, you're back. You're back.
was 19 years ago. And I don't
Wow.
have medical insurance, you guys. I will refuse. I have Social Security and I make money. So I don't even take Medicare, Medicaid. I will never go to a doctor. I'm sorry. I'm not about a pill. All they do is look at your blood. Here's a pill. This is what you need. I'm not doing it. I see acupuncture, chiropractor, heal the healer. It's hard to do ourselves, but I force myself a 10-hour, 12-hour session every day. I do laundry. And I want to share one more thing that Gage probably won't like, but I am going to be literally honest. How can I have a thriving business? The first year I launched, I was on a Navy SEAL, Michael Jaco. He was a retired Navy SEAL. He ran SEAL Team 6. and he interviewed me. It had 55,000 views. And I had two offers. I gave a 1 hour session and 2 hour session, and I did a 6 week lose weight program for $600. What a moron I was. I did 40 hours a week of sessions. I gave everybody 2 hours and I still had my full booking. I had to hire a retired nurse. She sat next to me as we ran programs to do
Very
everybody's
nice.
session. Like it was crazy. So I will never do that again. I'll teach you what not to do. But guess what? I made $300,000 that year. And after that video, 1 hour, it booked my year. And I stopped marketing. You can't stop marketing. You got to keep going. But I had no time. I worked from 7 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. But I loved it. But I'm like, I'll never do that again. I
Right.
want to be
Well,
strategic.
yeah, be strategic. And of course, I'll jump in with compliance and also too,
Absolutely.
um, we've got an accessory coming out that's going to be demonstrated at the Congress that's going to be utilized by people like Joyce and people who have a lot of clients and patients in in distant locations so that you can continue their home care at an affordable rate that requires less work on your part. And it's another income stream that is a win-win for the client and the practitioner. I can't wait to tell you more. It's almost ready, and I am so excited about this, and I'll reserve that for its own presentation, but it's going to go hand in hand with what Joyce does, because Joyce, now she's got a worldwide audience, not everybody's comfortable with that. Some people prefer to have a private life like it,
Yes, absolutely.
ironically, that's
Absolutely.
me, and and that's ironically, that's me. But, I can present. I am a very good presenter. I know that because I love communicating with this uh, group of people. You guys, are awesome. And we love gathering in the same room together. So please, if you haven't registered for the Congress, come. What's that? What's that?
I don't know if you can read it. This is
13.2.
I wanted to give you stats, which I'll share at conference, but this is just one. $30.2 billion a year Americans spend approximately on complementary health approaches. Where do you fit in that? You are missing the boat. People need who you are, what you do, and how you serve. There's money to be had, you guys. You just got to step into it.
That's right. All right. Well, Joyce, it's amazing. I can't wait to see you in person. And we've got to go out dancing for sure,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
because that's an important Native American spiritual coaching question. When did you stop dancing? And I stopped dancing, and I'm going dancing with this lady. Hang on a second. Let me, because remember we had so much fun. Where was that? In Florida. We